probably our best game this season that we've played so far, even though it's 4 games. We've started our new signings, the front three, Eze, Gyökeres, and Madueke. Looks pretty good, to be honest. And Zubimendi with the huge goal.
Yeah.
Man, it's starting to pull through, but like you said
Zubimendi
down
looked
last week,
amazing. Zubimendi, like,
Oh, yeah.
that goal. Wow.
what a shot, dude. Even Madueke, like he's like that right. He's going right, left, right, inside out. He's doing really good, man. Like he's actually looking the goods. He's actually doing a job covering Saka, and I'm actually really comfortable with him, to be honest. And with Eze on the left, no pace there, but like even his link up play. He set up the Gyökeres goal as well, which was pretty good too. But he's probably going to be starting in the middle because Odegaard's out. Odegaard's hurt his shoulder again.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he plays through the middle. But all in all, great game, to be honest. Even though it's Andrew's first game. But just looking at if Gyökeres was running hard, hit the post as well. He's playing aggressive. Everyone just looked like they were starting to gel now. So which is good. I think the key factor that we've had for this game was Zubimendi. He was holding the midfield together. So even the backline, Mascara was defending well. Timber looks fantastic as well on the right side too, and Calafiori linking up the play going forward. But things are starting to look good now. Look, I'm not getting my hopes up too high because it's Forest, new manager, and they're a bit of a mess at the moment. So, but I'm happy with the 9 points coming second now, so no complaints from me.
I mean, look, it's a results business. You won very convincingly.
Yeah.
I watched this game. First 30 minutes, you guys looked very devoid of ideas. Like it was a very flat start, and what's happening here. And then Zubimendi just opened everything up when he scored that goal. You guys got your tail up. You looked good. It was a cracking goal, and Forest just dropped their heads. And after that, you guys just gained momentum. And all of a sudden, you ran over them, and I don't know. I mean, this is a Forest team that lost to West Ham 3-0, and West Ham's been getting obliterated by everybody. So they've got their challenges. They lost their coach. It was a perfect game. And if you look at the preview program that we did last week, I tipped a 3-0. So you're right on cue. And I said these are the games Gyökeres will bump up his tally, and he got his little tap in. But your front three, that was the best point. Madueke, Gyökeres, and Eze, brand new front three, and they all look like they had a little bit of fire in their belly to play and play well, and that was very encouraging. It puts previously, for example, 2 years ago, if you lost Odegaard, and Saliba, the heavens fell. What's going to happen with Arsenal? They've lost 2 players. Now it's like next man up. All good.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going.
We've got depth now.
And that is the key. That's the key.
Our back line, man, as well.
Mascara really impressed me, to be honest. He stepped in really well. I looked at him and went, geez, that's one that got away again from us. But he did really well. And Madueke caught my eye. So I thought he had a cracker of a game, to be honest with you. He's done better than I thought than he would with you guys at the start, Jay.
It was the summer of right wingers. Alanga, Kudus, and Bueno, Madueke. No. It was. There was all these right wingers, and the market was all around 50 million, 60 million for all of them. So far, Madueke's been the best. I know Burma's been a bit unlucky. Yeah. And Man U, he's like been the best player in a really bad team. Yeah. But Madueke's been the best so far, hands down. Easy. It's not even a debate.
I said that at the start when they signed him. Because I actually didn't mind what Madueke was doing at Chelsea. It's so hard at Chelsea with the logjam.
Yeah, that team.
I can't. I find it hard to judge anyone that comes from there. Besides, if your name's not Cole Palmer.
This time last year at Chelsea, he had about 5 goals. He started off like a house on fire at Chelsea as well, and then just really faded. So it'll be interesting to see if he maintains, or this guy's he has moments in a season where he really turns it on. But so far, mate, 9 out of 10. He's been unbelievable.
He's been good. What about the Mascara, Rick? 13 mil bargain, man. You guys must be spewing.
Of course I'm spewing. We were chasing him for 2 years.
That was a Villa signing. That was
13 mil. 13 mil for him. Mate, you guys should have locked that up.
In this market.
You know what will happen when Saliba goes? That's your guy.
Yeah. Well, that's looking likely now. The Real Madrid's is poaching hard. So I don't really want him to go, but to be honest, Mascara looks like he's good. But he's still young anyway, man.
But you got to consider Forest. To be honest, Forest were a mess. Well, Ange, I don't know
For a
what.
0.22 XG for us, they were non-existent going
yeah.
forward. So you guys could just basically pile on. You know
And
what I mean?
Ange came out on the post-miss press and said, "Look, I got to start off pretty quickly. It's not a project. I got to kind of do something." And I'm like, mate, you got players that are not used to the style you want to play. Have fun with it this season.
Yeah. Next
Do
game?
we reckon? I was just gonna say, do we reckon Saliba goes to Real Madrid end of this year?
A lot of money.
I think you've got 6 months to sign him up. If you don't sign him up and he gets to within 18 months, and by the end of the January window you haven't signed him, I think you're probably going to look to offload him end of next year, and next season with 1 year to go. I think you'll let him go.
Bro, I if 100 mil, take him 100%.
Yeah, but that's
back.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you guys can get a really good fee for him, and Mosquera is 85% of him, given
That's
your
very
team
good.
and the money, you know, who's to say Arsenal with 100 million don't go in and buy another striker to go Gyökeres? Hey, you got competition. There's two of you going for it now. You know, and that's what then takes Arsenal to the next level.
And they're stacked defensively. They've got two playing.
That's what in this situation.
I actually thought Gyökeres played well. He ran the
He played really well.
He's pretty strong. Like I was really impressed with his.
He attacked hard, man. He hit the post as well. So he had a good game. You can't just knock him for the time.
He looks hungry. I'll give it to him. He looks very hungry.
As we said last time, the difference between him and Sesko, which were the two strikers you're going for,
huge.
Polar opposites. The other guy is scared. He doesn't even want to be out there. He looks lost. He can't even complete a simple pass. He doesn't want to get involved. Whereas this guy is like, you know,
he doesn't care.
He's trying to get amongst it, you know?
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Newcastle Wolves. Walter Messi.
Look, this was a very nervous game for us because we haven't won in 10 games. And we hadn't won since February 2024 without Isak in the lineup. So that should tell you how long the drought's been without a quality forward in our team. Now, I thought, you know, look, we were very shaky in the first 90 seconds. We could have copped a goal, maybe two. You know, Pope pulled off a really good save. But after that, we settled down a little bit. And, you know, I thought Walter, you know, for 3 training sessions he's had with Newcastle without half the team being there, he came deep. He looked to link up. He beat 1 or 2. He put a couple of nice passes through. And then he had one real chance and he put it away. You know what I mean? Like he drifted to the back post, caught the defender off, and bang, he put it away. And you know what? That's all we needed. We just needed a forward that knows how to get amongst it and do it. And as a striker, to get off the mark early, you know, you need an early goal. You know, you don't want to be like what's going on with Sesko again. 5 games in, the guy hasn't even had a shot, let alone scored a goal. This guy, on debut, St. James's Park, he wasn't our starting striker. That was going to be Wissa. Wissa was going to be the guy that led the line this weekend. So he's just come straight in, which is faster than what happened with Isak. Isak came in, he was on the bench. He had to get a couple of games in, get warmed up. You know, but Wilson was the guy who was firing home goals. So, look, we've got a very heavy schedule. We just needed to get 3 points. Newcastle's a team that can get a bit of momentum. If we can get 1 win, maybe 2 wins, all of a sudden we will start looking much, much better. But this was purely about result. And I said last week, I will take a scrappy 1-0 win. We need to get the monkey off our back. We need 3 points. And the fact that Walter Mata did it, I think overall is a very good weekend for us. I don't care about the opposition. It could have been anyone. We would have made it very hard, you know, for ourselves. But we got very nervous towards the end. There was just so much at stake. You know, we want to go into this Champions League game with Barcelona with a win under us, not a draw, because then the narrative would have been, Newcastle, they're in big trouble. They can't score, you know. So we just had to win, and it was big for the team. But look, we've got a huge game this weekend at Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have been the surprise packer. They're flying, and last year they really hurt us. So I'm not getting too far ahead of myself this week because I know that's a really big game, and I'll even take a draw at Bournemouth. You know what I mean? That's a very tough, tricky fixture for us. But after that, we've got a couple of winnable games, and I think we can start, you know, moving in the right direction.
Yeah, look, Wolves, the first 20, 30 minutes pushed you guys. They actually looked pretty threatening. They didn't look like a team that's coming last.
No.
But yeah, scrappy game, good, decent win. You need to win that, obviously. Murphy looked very dangerous. Actually had a lot of chances on the weekend. But he was probably your brightest spot of the game. Him and obviously Walter Mart as well. And then I believe Tonali hit the post as well towards the end.
Well, that's the thing. They came
Yeah.
out again. Now that you're saying that, well, Tonali hit the post. Tonali for me was after. I mean, Tonali was probably the man of the match. Like he was covered yards like nobody else covered. Bruno was still half jet lagged, so he had to pick up the slack in midfield. For me, Tonali was our best player on the weekend. But yeah, what happened again? We had what's his name? Barnes go through on goal, and the Wolves defender brings him down. Again, we didn't get a red card in that situation. Then afterwards, we get the referees on Sky Sports, the ex-referees saying Newcastle should have had a red card here. You know, they should have been playing against 10 men. That's 3 games in a row we've had bad decisions. It's the exact opposite of what's going on at Chelsea, where they're getting all the calls. You know what I mean? So, look, we won. It's not detrimental to us, but you know, we need a bit of luck with some of these.
Yeah,
he did well. I actually just on Walter, he did a couple of layoffs. Him and Murphy connected very well. I'll give him that much.
He just needs pace on the left. He needs Gordon. He needs someone who can break the line, and he'll hit him. You know what I mean?
He's good on his feet. He's a little bit slow, but I think he'll just adjust. You could see he wasn't up to speed with the EPL, like obviously.
No, it's first game. But the thing is, he's trying to get amongst it, Rick. Like he's not, and the occasion wasn't too big for him. It wasn't a Sesko. This guy, he actually.
But you
feels
played
like
Wolves, but at home.
No, but it's a first game Premier League, Rick. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and Wolves had a crack. Like they weren't rubbish.
Wolves aren't as bad as
they're not as bad as them.
Going forward. They can't score and they can't defend. That's the problem. But
they can't do anything.
They're not bad. They just can't.
I literally turned on the game and I see someone in Angola. I go, "Is this a highlight from last year?" Because I thought it was a.
Wolves played well the first half. They played really well.
Well, the first 90 seconds they did all their damage. They Pope had to pull off 2 magic saves to keep us in it. If that went in, that would have been a very tough afternoon. You
know. Bournemouth and Brighton.
Well, this is what I was saying.
Bournemouth.
This is what I was saying before
Good game.
Mate, Bournemouth for me, pound for pound, have been the most impressive team of the campaign so far. They haven't been out of place in any game. They got done late versus Liverpool, right? With that, but they've won 3 out of 4, and they lost their whole backline. Their whole backline disappeared, and they replaced that Hyson with a Serb 18-year-old kid who looked amazing. You know, he's 6'4", stepped right in, looked good. Yeah. And in Semenyo, they've got one of the best attackers in the Premier League. You know?
Yep. Kluivert's back as well now. Justin Kluivert. Yeah. They're a solid team, man. That was a good game. It was end to end. Even Brighton's goal, Minte, when he crossed it into Matoma, he played really well. Minte played really well on the right.
Yeah. That was our PSR casualty. We've given up Minter and Elliot Anderson, and we've taken a sick note from Villa. It's just been really impressive, Jay, and we've got them this week away at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And if you offer me a draw right now versus that team, I'll take it. Like they're a dangerous team to play against.
They're probably the most important team at the moment.
And that's right. And it's like last year when they're in form. You've got to avoid them at all costs because there will be a dip, and that's when you want to play them. You know what I mean? But right now, this is not a team you want to be playing against. You know, Brighton's a good side. You know, they're going to have a crack, but like, mate.
They've got their defense is a bit shaky. Like the Lewis Dunk, he's the one that caused the penalty at the end. He passed the hospital pass back.
Yeah,
it was a good game. Really good, really entertaining game. And it was always going to be an entertaining game. It's always.
But in Minter, Matoma, Welbeck, Brighton will be okay. Like they're going to be probably a 9th to 10th place team, probably where they are now.
Yeah.
But Bournemouth, they could be anywhere from 5th to 12th. Like it depends on how good their form is.
Evangelisson as well. They've got solid players. Alex Scott, he's got a good goal too.
Yeah, he did. Well, look, the key to that team is Semenyo and Kluivert. Like that's the quality in that side. And Semenyo's not out of place in any team in the Premier League. No. He's that good. Like he could literally play for any one of those teams in the Premier League, and he'd start. He could probably start at Arsenal. I think Semenyo is better than Madueke, as good as Madueke is now. You know what I mean?
You
He's
would have
better
put him
than
over Saka,
Martinelli.
but you can't put him over
No,
Saka.
but he can play on both sides, Jay. Right,
Yeah,
left
I know,
foot, he
that's right.
kicks. He
I'll
doesn't
take him on the
care.
left, that's for sure.
Exactly. So, and that's Arsenal who's going for the Premier League. So,
Even
you know,
Truffert, man, the Frenchie, he comes forward as well. He's good, gives good attacking opportunities as well,
yeah, yeah.
options. Solid team, man, top to
They
bottom.
they they play like an underdog, and they're
Yeah,
happy to have that label.
they come
And
out hard.
because yeah, that's exactly right. They play like a
Yeah,
team where, hey, we're an underdog. Bournemouth has a stadium capacity of like 12,000 people. It's a tiny ground,
yeah.
and they really want to just have a crack with no pressure. And
Bro, the
that's a very
cameraman's on
hard
the
team to
ground
play
with
against.
them.
That's a hard team to play against. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the camera works on the ground too. They're in the stadium as well when you
Surprised they're
watch the
not shooting
games.
it. I'm not surprised they're not taking footage with an iPhone. Like
TikTok.
they got that's not a Premier League infrastructure team, but they're
Hey,
on the
speaking of the
pitch. They
stadium,
certainly are. You know what I mean? They
speaking of the
definitely are.
stadium, they had 11,000 supporters there.
That's what I
11,
said. It's not a Premier League infrastructure side, but
yeah,
they as a unit, they're absolutely a Premier League team. They
yeah. I've got Fulham and Leeds. Very boring game.
mm,
Such a boring game. Leeds had a couple of goals. Calvert-Lewin at the start as well with the header as well.
yeah.
Leeds actually looked a lot more dangerous the first half, but they just can't finish. They can't score. And then they had that unfortunate own goal at the end, which pretty much sums up the two teams. Who looked really good,
Told you.
Kevin.
Yeah,
No, you didn't tell us. You said he was a FIFA
no,
Street player.
that's what I said. This FIFA Street player. That's what you look like. You look like a trickster. The guy that has a
Look,
cardboard box that collects money.
Yeah.
look, he looked good against Leeds, but it's Leeds. But he carved them up big time. He was everywhere
Kevin.
too. But
Look,
honestly, probably one of the most boring games I've seen.
yeah, I think Leeds are going to really struggle away from home this year, and any team that doesn't take 3 points from them when they're traveling that's 2 points dropped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, traveling to Ellen Road, they've always had a very fearsome home ground. Ellen Road, like it's quite intimidating, but away from home, Daniel Fark, these guys, they're not going to score enough goals. And
Nah.
Calvert-Lewin has already proven he's whatever they're paying him, it's too much because he's not going to get you the goals to survive in this competition.
Nah, he's extremely overrated. Rick, are you ready? It's Villa Everton.
To be honest with you, as I said in the last chat, it was 0-0. Like it was 0-0 written all over it. We do this all the time after a few bad results. Emery goes nice and tight and defensive. We didn't look overly convincing, but we kept the clean sheet, which is great. But they had a few chances which they could have scored, and they probably should have. So, luckily, down to Martinez, whose head's back into Villa sort of mould, which is good to hear. But the rest of the team's still not. Their still head's not there. Like Morgan does not look like he's. For England, looks great. For us, he looks horrible. Watkins touched the ball maybe 4 times, and that's twice with the kickoff. So the problem is the up front is just not there. However, when he brought on Harvey Elliott and Gasson, they looked a little bit more lively. Obviously, you can obviously tell with Buendia there is a bit of a drop off in quality to Asensio, but he tries and gets around the pitch and at least he's trying things, but it's just not connecting at the moment. But there is a caveat: we did not have Tillmans was hobbling after the first 20 minutes. He just wanted to come off. He's off. There's no Kamara, no Onana. Barkley's not around, so we played Bogard, the young kid, and McGinn in the middle, which is not our starting midfield. So
he was good, Bogard. He was one of your better players.
Yeah, he was.
He did very well.
He copped the hospital pass from Konsa.
He did. Like he's very. Emery really likes him. We call him the Swiss Army knife. He plays like 20 different positions: right back, centre back, middle, wherever. But again, he's not our starting centre back. He's central mid. He's not really a forward passing sort of mid. He's more of a defensive mid. So you've got McGinn there, who's just he's very very left footed, and he's not going to really get the attack going. He's more of a makeshift sort of shift spanner, sort of make sure the midfield's sewn up. But all in all, after all what we've experienced, all taken 0-0. We had 1 or 2 chances, but like again, it was the Jack show. Jack tore apart Cash. And they had to put Gasson on him, and Gasson's a winger and defended him better than Cash. Within the first 20 minutes, Cash had a yellow card, and I thought we were going to be 10 men again. So I don't even know what was going on in that wing. But Jack, again, and as I said to you boys, which someone laughed at me that's on the top right corner over there, Jack looks a lot better than he did at City. Much better, and he's lost a yard of pace. But the trickery and the beating his man is still there. He still gets down the byline. He still causes havoc, puts crosses in, gets into the box. He causes us so much problems. And that's Jack at 30, let alone any other team that's got a half-decent winger that's in the prime of the years. So, yeah, not the greatest look for us at the moment. But 0-0 I'll take, and hopefully it's something to build on for Sunderland, which is probably an even harder game than Everton, I reckon.
Rick, XG, Everton was about, I think it was like over 2 goals as well.
Hey,
Better could have scored a couple of goals. Grealish, like you said, skinned that right side.
Grealish was the main guy.
Yeah, the best player you guys had was Martinez. He had a lot of good saves, man.
He made a couple. Look, there was one in particular he made right there. Michael Keane made this header, and I didn't.
Yeah,
I thought it was in, and then he just.
Keane went back to back.
Missing open goals. Bero's missing open goals.
No, it wasn't open. It was behind him, the ball. The first minute.
It was a tap-in, Rick. He had to put that away. Any striker in the Premier League puts that away.
Michael Keane went back to back, didn't he? With the headers. Back to back set pieces.
That one was the closest one.
Yeah.
But again, what you saw of Martinez was Martinez of 2 years ago. Last year, you probably would have went in that goal. But when he saved that, I thought, wow, that hasn't been in a long time. And he was there, and you see him in the games. He was literally screaming at the fullbacks, especially Cash, like he's pointing at him. So clearly, the team knows where the problem is coming from because the crosses are coming thick and furious from the right side, and that's why Gasson had to help out. But look, I don't know what Emery sees in Cash. For me, he'd be on the first wheelbarrow out to the airport for me. But again, Cash, Emery sees something I don't. So
you just got no right backs to fill it, Rick. He's just using what he has.
We've tried.
At his disposal.
We've tried to fill it. We just have never bought one.
Yeah, that's proper one. Exactly.
Jay, you want to know why I don't have St James's Park behind me today?
Why?
Because I thought I'd need to give therapy to Rick. That's why I've got this background. Because Villa's performance and Villa's start to the season is nothing short of atrocious, man. We've all here on this chat tipped them to finish 5th. At the moment, they're second bottom. Everton had 2.2 XG. Aston Villa had an XG of 0.24 from open play. This is across the 428 teams or 17 teams in 8 divisions in England. Aston Villa is the only team that has not scored a goal.
Yeah.
And this performance again. No, but what I'm saying is that like Martinez aside, who was awesome. Like I thought I was watching Martinez for Argentina at the World Cup. He was incredible. Yep. He saved this team. He got them a point. This wasn't a rear guard, park the bus, and, Villa defended unbelievably. And you know what? They were worth the point because their defensive unit work was so good. This was more, Everton couldn't take chances.
Couldn't score.
And Martinez was amazing. And that got them the point. Now, the next couple of games for Villa are huge. Like Rick said, it Sunderland away is not going to be easy. Yeah. They've got a home tie versus Brentford in the cup where Brentford's going to make a lot of changes.
It's away. It's in London.
Oh, it's away. Okay.
Yeah.
It's away.
Even worse.
But Brentford's going to make a lot of changes because that's a team that really needs to survive this year after losing Mbeumo and Wissa. So this could be an opportunity to kickstart your season. The problem is you've already gone there and lost to them, in the Premier League.
Having said that, they should have beaten Chelsea as well.
Yeah, I know. So they've actually surprised
really
a few people. They've definitely surprised a couple of people. But I think that says more about Chelsea. They're not as good as everyone thinks. And the fact that they didn't have any time off and played that whole Club World Cup when everyone's had an off season,
screwed them up.
I'm saying that could come to catch up with that team. You know what I mean? That's not going to be an easy, transition straight into the Premier League. But for me, I think I'm looking at your lineup, Rick. Everton had 47 touches in your box, and you had 7 in theirs. The disparity. This was not a nil draw. Great effort from Aston Villa, who got the point. Yeah. This was more by luck. You know what I mean? That they got the point here. But I'm looking at this lineup. You've got McGinn and Buendia on right and left flank. There is absolutely no pace there. Yeah. So you're so predictable to play against. Cash, we've spoken about him. He's a huge liability. He has his moments, but he has his moments where he'll kill you too. Yeah. And then Digny on the other side, he can defend better than Maatsen. He's getting on, but Maatsen's the better left back. But I don't think Emery trusts him to defend. He trusts him. He trusts him going forward, but he doesn't trust him going back. I'd be surprised why Emery doesn't play Maatsen at left wing. You know, like he's so good going forward. He can help a little bit with Digny. That might be the yard of pace that you need out there with some defensive duties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's got a great left foot. He loves getting forward. That for me would be something I would explore. Your right wing, look, you can't play Harvey Elliott there. He likes playing right wing, but he's not quick enough. He's too slow, Harvey Elliott. You have to play him in the middle. But where do you move Rodgers? Because Rodgers is Villa's going to go as far as Rodgers and Watkins go.
Rodgers played really well last year for Asensio. So Asensio was in
he
the middle.
did, but Asensio's another level, Rick, because Asensio's a Champions League player. You know what I mean?
Harvey Elliott's not bad. You got to give him a chance in the middle to play with Rodgers.
He's young.
Yeah, he's look,
you got to give him a chance.
Of course, you have to give him a chance. I think Harvey Elliott's a tidy player. He's a good player. Missing some midfield players, but Watkins and Rodgers have not turned up for Villa this year. I don't know what's happened, but those two guys are really anonymous. Yeah. When you add to the fact that they've got no width, no pace, teams aren't worried about you getting behind them.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do it. You're going to channel everything through the middle, and teams can just have a block and go, you know what? We'll take their jab, we'll punch them, we'll go after them. You know what I mean? Villa and Manchester United are the two stories right now. Forget about West Ham, like they're useless. Forest, they've had their moment, but it's Villa for what's going on, and Man United because they're on the cusp of potentially blowing that whole thing up. Amorim might join the bomb squad.
I feel like Villa's gone under the radar because of Man United.
Yes, big time. Big time.
That's the thing. So
big time.
But when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, right? All it takes, like for me, watching the Newcastle game, I said this to Chuck, that they looked clunky to me against Leeds. They look clunky. So, but they've scraped the win, and all it is to get a win, to get you going. And Chuck said this might be the thing you need to sort of get going. Who knows? They might beat Barcelona to their next game, and they might carry on from there, or they might get belted. I don't know, but at least they got a win to get going.
Crystal Palace and Sunderland now.
0-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, 0-0. Yeremy Pino, good plug-in for Eze. He played really well. Yeah. He just couldn't score. He was everywhere. Looks good, man. It's good a cover for.
What about Sunderland getting the draw there, mate? I'm telling you, that team's a lot better than a lot of people give credit for. They're on 7 points.
Rick, they were very lucky, man.
No, Palace was all over them, man. Palace was all over them.
Sunderland offered nothing, but it's a good point to take away.
Of course it is. You know, normally they'll get built to these relegation teams.
But the thing is,
Rick, they had 2 XG. Sunderland had 0.2.
Yeah, no. Sunderland.
They've got players. I'm saying that is not a championship team. That is much better than the championship.
No, they are. But I'm saying they did get lucky. Pino missed a couple of shots that he probably should have scored. He had a lot of good chances.
Yeah.
And Kamuta as well. So
the other thing for Sunderland is these guys have all just been bolted together. Like I think there's one common language, between 11
they're
players.
On 7 points, man.
They could be talking Peruvian for all I know out there.
They've done very well.
They have very well. But Sunderland's not going down this year. I think we all agree. They're not going down. It's how high up the table can they get? Can they get up to 10th? Can they get up to 12th? I don't know.
Their keeper killed it on the weekend. He killed it. It was 10. I think he got man of the match.
Did he?
Matera missed right in front. He saved the shot right in front.
Selhurst Park is a tough ground to go to for a lot of teams. They'll beat a lot of teams.
You don't want to play. You don't want to go play them there. They're a tough team.
Yeah,
it's a great result, but the performance was very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah. All right. Next game, West Ham and Tottenham. Same old story. West Ham, they started strong. Baketa should have scored. I think it was the 10th minute mark, and then they just completely dipped after that. Tottenham just dominated them after.
Same story the whole season, that team.
West Ham starts strong. That's the thing. They start strong, and then they completely peak after 10 minutes.
But they got nothing up front. They got Jared Bowen. Kudos is gone. Paqueta's behind that. Paqueta's as slow as a turtle. Yeah. Who's their striker? Fulcrum. I don't even know who starts from anymore.
Fulcrum. Yeah. Fulcrum. But I didn't.
He started Paqueta up top.
What do you mean up top? In the diamond?
Yeah. He started Paqueta number 10 at the top of the striker, and he had Bowen on the right. He went really, really defensive, wanting to hold the ball.
And Fernandes played behind him.
That's right. Yeah. Look, Souček got sent off after 54, but Tottenham.
You see what he did?
And then
the leg up. He put the studs up.
He ripped his sock.
Yeah,
it's a Metchka FC play.
But you know what? It continues that really good stuff for Tottenham. They looked really convincing, obviously after that.
And they play tomorrow.
You know, I think
It was easy goals, man. Sar's
yeah.
goal was like wide open. Like there was no
Yeah.
one defending him on the back post.
Tottenham are in a really good position, man. They're in Champions League. They're second or third. They've done really well.
It's a good start, but the thing I know about Tottenham is the wheels can fall off very quick. You know what I
Very
mean?
quick.
Like,
Yeah.
very quick. So
Well, Levy's
you know.
gone. Big Andrew's gone. I think they're in a good spot, personally.
They're all right. Look, Paulinho was a good signing for them. He's looking like a really good defensive mid. Bergvall, you know, I know we spoke last year
Bergvall, he's been playing well.
Kudos has done well for him.
Yeah,
They've
Kudos
got some
did
good
okay. I think
they started Tell up front as well.
Yeah,
the kid.
Yeah.
Well, look who's the options, Jay. Richarlison, he came back from Brazil. It's hard for any of the Brazilian players to play this weekend. Did Martinelli play for you guys?
He came off the bench, played like 10 minutes.
Did he play for Brazil or not?
Martinelli did. He collided with Pedro. I saw the video. Did you see that bad collision against Philly?
Pushed each other. Yeah.
He did play for the qualifiers.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, the Brazilian players, they played in altitude as well the second game, and all of the players had one game or the other. And Bruno Guimaraes was the only player Ancelotti played for 90 minutes in 2 games. And when he came back to Tyneside, Eddie Howe said, I don't know if I can play him. This guy's just come from altitude. He's played 2 games in a row. And you've seen all the Brazilian players in the Premier League. No one played. Everyone was rested.
How bad is Brazil? Can we just say how...
Terrible.
They came like 6th or 7th in the qualifiers. They just made it.
That's
they're
not
very
bad
bad.
at all.
Bro, they're terrible.
Yeah.
The only thing is they've got the 2 Chelsea boys who could really get them out of a mess. Estevio and João Pedro. Like, I think if they can get that connection going for Brazil, maybe they might look good. But Vini doesn't do anything for him.
No.
Your other mate, Rodrigo, he's done nothing for Brazil. You know,
But
Bruno's
they've got
hit and miss.
They've got Paqueta, Bruno, Douglas Luiz. They've got good players in the middle.
Yeah, they're not bad. But they don't work together.
No, not at all. That's the problem.
No.
But they're not like the quality of Brazil that's had in the past. The midfield, that's like a 3 or 4 tiers below, man. Like
that's a Brazil C team.
Not even. I'd even go for F.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pretty low.
They're really poor.
But yeah, boring game, West Ham and Tottenham. Honestly, it was crap.
I watched the highlights. I fell asleep watching the highlights.
Yeah.
I
Brentford.
was gonna say. Brentford pushed them. Brentford pushed them big time.
I told you those long throw-ins will kill Chelsea.
But they caught them in open play as well, Rick. Their backline Chelsea's backline's very average.
Very suspect.
Yeah.
Very suspect.
For all the money they've spent, they've just not spent it right at the back.
Like, they're lucky Sanchez made a few good saves.
But does this back 5 sound like a team that's trying to finish first?
Yeah.
Sanchez, Fofana, Adarabioyo, Chabala, and Hato. Does that sound like a back 5 you can put your thing in?
And it's usually with Cucurella as well.
Exactly.
Can he play?
So for all their midfield strength, you know, João Pedro last year got 5 non-penalty goals in the Premier League. He's obviously going to do better this year. But can he crack 20? I don't know. I don't think that's too much for him. And that defensive back, that unit at the back, there's nothing there, you know. Like, I don't think it's that good. So,
having said that, I rate Hato. I like him. I think there's a lot of upside with him.
Yeah, but he's so young, Rick. Like, he's just he's a kid.
That's what I'm saying. I think they bought him well, as in for the future.
Yeah. I think if they've got Reece James and Cucurella playing, their fullbacks are good. But I think the middle is a bit weak, and their goalkeeping's not impressive, man. Like, I don't trust Sanchez at all. Come on.
They've got 12 goalkeepers in the books.
What about Garnacho? Came on in the 79th minute and then lost his man.
Bro, they say, like, look at Brentford. Chelsea should be putting away a team like that.
Yeah.
They're playing the back 5, but the back 5 that Brentford's playing is garbage.
Brentford at home's hard. I'm telling you, like, the way they play at home.
But they're scrappy.
They're literally doing throw-ins from halfway. Trippier's style of throwing in.
I know, Rick, but to lose Buemo and Wissa from that team.
No, it's done well.
The only decent player is Sade, Kevin Sade. He scored as well. This is the only decent player coming forward after that. Like the rest, Thiago,
Coyote, the right back. A right back I thought Villa should go for this off-season.
Yeah.
We were for him. We just couldn't afford him.
He would have been a really good right back for Villa. That's the right back you needed.
Yeah.
He bombs forward, great work rate.
Yeah.
You know,
He's young.
you'd turn a weakness into a strength. All of a sudden, you'd go to your right back. You know,
Mate, there was a point where we could have had him,
And
Mosquera.
Yeah.
We also Loic Bade. Like we're after good players. We just
Fumbled,
couldn't put
man.
them away. Just couldn't put them away. We've not
Fumbled
fumbled.
the
We
big time.
couldn't afford them.
Next game, Liverpool-Burnley. Very lucky. Liverpool.
Yeah.
Burnley pushed them at the start. They had a few cracks. Lyle Foster and Jadon Anthony. They caught him off guard on the counter a couple times.
But those those championship teams that get promoted, they always start off fast and they just taper off after game 8, 9, 10. So you kind of expect all that.
Burnley had a guy sent off as well. 85th.
Oh, that was later, but that was
no. But Salah scored. In the 95th minute.
Yeah, but that's Hannibal had the handball. That's why it was Hannibal on the box.
I know, but what I'm saying is when you're playing with 10 men and you're up against Liverpool, like you're a promoted side. I'm saying everything is going for Liverpool at the moment. Everything is going for them.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously I've got a little bit of animosity after the Newcastle game where they should have had Kanate sent off. They should have had, and then we cop a 102. Like they're just getting everything. The rub of the green is going their way.
Yeah.
How long can that continue? How long can they deal with Wirtz not performing?
With players at that level, you create your own luck for me. Like they're that good.
They had a lot of good chances.
Yeah, they had a lot of good chances. They were unlucky for some of the chances, man.
Yeah, I know. Look,
they're dangerous.
They should have won the game. Like there was only one team playing. It was Liverpool.
But they're not putting away. They're not putting away sides. That's the thing. They're actually struggling to do that.
Not yet.
Yeah, but Rick, look who they versed. That's aside from Arsenal.
Yeah.
When they get Isak in the middle, who's a bit more established than Ekateke, I think they're going to click a bit more.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Ekateke's been their bright spot.
Yeah, but not on the weekend. He didn't look good.
Very quiet.
He couldn't finish anything.
Well, he was playing. He dragged more towards the left. During the game, he played majority on the left.
You got Gakpo. They got balance. Ekatike was the striker. He had to play as the striker. If Isak was there, Isak would have played as the striker, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And Isak would have put these guys away. Like I'm not even worried about it. But Ekatike is gonna up and down. But overall, he's gonna be a really good player. Like everyone has seen the signs. He's a good striker.
Yeah,
he's gonna be good.
It's just surprising that they struggled that much with Burnley. They had to resort to a 90th minute penalty. You know what I mean? Like
the reason why is that your mate Wirtz has been so underwhelming. He was losing the ball. He's been losing the ball. Huh?
It's their back line. Their back line's terrible.
No, I know, but the
Wirtz
back line. The back line wasn't a big issue in this game, right? Obviously,
they caught him off guard a couple times.
Yeah, Kirkes got hauled off after 36 minutes or something.
Even he looked very uncomfortable as well.
Yeah, because he had a yellow card, and then slots like these guys have got one strategy. They're just going to counter us. Yeah. The right wing is going to pin you, and you're already on a yellow. You're off. Robertson on.
Frimpong came on later, he came on like the 90th.
Yeah, but he hasn't. He doesn't look comfortable on the right. He just looks a little bit Frimpong. He just hasn't.
He got injured.
He played 5 minutes, bro.
What do you mean? The first game he played? He's played game 1.
Yeah, but he just came. Yeah, but
he's missed every game. This is his first game back.
He came literally just before the penalty.
Yeah, that's right.
Came on.
Oh, now you're talking. Sorry, I was talking more pre-season.
He came off for Canade.
Okay.
Look, for all Liverpool strengths, they're not
winning.
as well-rounded as Arsenal. They have more nuclear power than Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Arsenal are a much more well-rounded team. Their midfields, I think, very...
A lot of depth.
You can just replace guys, come in defensively. I don't even think it's close. Arsenal's a lot better.
Yeah.
But up top, if I was going to list the strikers who I would want at Newcastle, it would be Isak, Ekitike, Gyökeres. That would be my order. Oh, and then Salah on top of all them.
All right, let's finish it off. We've got Man City and United.
Mate, City looked a lot better than they have been the past couple of games. They're up for it. They could have scored 5 or 6 easily. Højlund was unbelievable. He is back to his best. Too easy. He was walking through him. You saw the offside trap. They were playing in their own half, Man United. Over the top.
The photo, yeah.
I can't believe that.
Amaron-esque, of course. Look, Man United have a couple of chances. As a volley, I remember that Bueno had a crack with him, and Donnarumma made a great save. But overall, that was a 4 or 5-0 scoreline. I wouldn't have been surprised. Foden even got on the score sheet, for heaven's sakes. It tells you fucking how bad things were. So they look back to their best. City
Is it a flash in the pan? I don't think so, because Hoyland's already got 5 goals, I think, already this year. So he looks like he's going to carry on to score 25 plus. Yeah, United do not look like a team that want to win. They look like last year with Mbeumo up front. Cunha's injured as well. Sesko's he's doing karate up front. He looks like he's doing kung fu classes.
He's lost. How bad is Sesko?
Very bad.
His start has been beyond underwhelming. Like taking the 10th penalty at Grimsby, not even having a decent shot, can't string a pass together.
But do you blame him or Amaron?
I think both of them have to take some culpability.
Yeah.
Because I've seen when Mbeumo come into that team, they're all struggling around him, and Mbeumo's trying to have a crack. He's trying to do stuff. And Mbeumo's picking up the ball, trying to go. He's like, you know what? Screw your tactics. Give me the ball. I'm going to go. And same as Cunha. Cunha tried to do this. He doesn't care about the tactics. He just wants to go. You know what I mean? Whereas Sesko's come in and is like, it's very different playing for RB Leipzig, you know, an energy drink team, and Manchester United. You get scrutinized what you're wearing at this club, right? This is a very different beast at Manchester United. And if you're not doing what you should be, mate, you're going to feel it. Yeah. You're going to feel it everywhere.
You know what's funny? Did you see Hoyland at Napoli? He scored
goal straight, and it wasn't just a goal. It was a good goal.
It was.
It was a great goal. He came in, good bang, with De Bruyne. Beautiful.
I couldn't stop laughing with De Bruyne. Onana actually played well this morning. Like everyone who leaves Man United actually looks much better.
Well, look, McTominay won the MVP last year.
Good. Huh?
McTominay won the MVP of the league last year.
He looked awesome. Yeah, but Italy, but yeah.
But do you know what's the problem with United? They're playing Fernandes so deep now next to Ugarte. You can't. He's not a deep player holding midfield. Ugarte needs to go. They need to put Mainu in there.
We probably all don't like Fernandes, but we have to admit he's one of the better number 10s in the Premier League.
What's he doing playing? What's he playing that deep? He's not a holding midfielder.
Their two best players have been in this whole Amorim era, this 1 year, have been Bruno Fernandes and Ahmed Diallo.
Yeah.
This system destroys both of them. His two best players.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And I heard a really good part from Martin Keown when on TalkSport. When Martin Keown he played for Arsenal, right? He's a central defender.
Played for us too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he said he had one of the coaches, it might have been Bruce Rioch or someone, and he played 3 at the back. And he said, I can tell you with first-hand experience, it caused a lot of confusion for us at the back there. Because when you're playing in a Martin Keown, right, who's one of the
who you marking on saying on a 3? There's as in who's marking who? Because the two
he was sitting there just saying when you're playing in a 4 at the back or a 3 at the back, with 2 wing backs or whatever it is, or a 5, whatever, he said it's typical to play as a 4, right? You know where to go, your fullback will pick it up.
Yeah.
But he goes, when you're playing in a 3 and often against one striker with the modern system, he goes, if the ball's going to the flank, am I supposed to go out there and get it?
Yeah.
I'm looking around. If an attacking mid comes forward and he's got the striker, do I push up or do I stay where I'm going?
There's gaps everywhere.
The way he explained it in 60 seconds was like, I'm confused, right?
Yeah.
How these Man United players, this system is not working, and if he doesn't change, they will change him. You know what I mean?
He's got anything else in his locker.
I don't understand how a coach at that level is so inflexible, man.
In 31 games.
Inflexible. Huh?
But I don't think he's
29 points in 31 games.
How can you be this inflexible?
I don't think he's played any other formations. Literally.
I keep telling everybody, I want Amorim to stay, but he's making it hard. He's making it hard for everybody. Like as a Newcastle, Villa fan, Arsenal fan,
of draws.
I think we all agree we want Amorim to hang around.
Of course.
But mate, he's doing everything he can to get out there, get sacked.
Yeah.
You know,
mate, they're on. I reckon they're not going to improve. There's no way. I don't think Sesko's going to improve. This is his first game starting as well.
But Jay, we should do a segment just on Man United. There's that much going on there. Like, your best player is a number 10. What do?
Holding midfielder.
You buy 2 players to play in number 10 role. One of them who's a right winger. You know what I mean? You've got no midfield legs. Your midfield is an absolute abomination. You've got Casemiro in there. You're shoehorning Bruno Fernandes. Ugarte's 60 million. He's gone. 60 million. He's useless. He can't play in the Prem. Ugarte was sold by Amorim to PSG. He got rid of him.
Yeah, I know.
He could
Yeah.
come back and inherit him. And then you've got Dorgu, who's the only guy on the team apart from Shaw with a left foot.
Yeah.
He's not a Premier League player, that guy. Like
He's young. He's young, but Chuck.
Who's Dorgu?
But Rick,
Yeah, I
Man
like him.
United, we
Dorgu's
spoke
a good
about
player.
this.
I
Huh?
like Dorgu a lot.
You
Dorgu's
like
a good
Dorgu?
player.
Yeah.
Nah,
On
I'm
the
not a
left.
fan.
I do. He's
In that
creative.
system, he's not, dude. He's
No.
created a lot of chances.
He's very creative, Chuck.
He's
But
quick.
Man, you need players who are going to help propel them
Bro,
up the
man, you
table
need a
now.
whole new team.
Not a project. Not a
backdoor-
project.
Yeah, yeah.
back
Man
office,
United
front
don't do
office.
projects. They got no
Yeah.
time for projects. If they miss out on Champions League again this year,
They
mate,
probably will.
exactly. They're they're definitely going to miss out on Champions League this
Yeah.
year. What are they going to do financially? Right? They're bleeding money. Like their wage
Yeah.
bill's astronomical. They're owing so much money on everybody. They're taking losses on players. Right? Like, come on, man. Like
Yeah.
this.
Recipe
Amarin's
disaster.
been an unmitigated disaster, and I'm shocked that they're still backing this guy. You know, Omar
Crazy.
Barada, who was brought in from Man City to be the CEO, this was his guy. He went out to Portugal. He overrode Dan Ashworth, and that's what caused the friction for Ashworth to leave. Ashworth's like, I don't want this guy. Okay, Ashworth said, we want Southgate or Howe. They're the two players I want, the two managers I want. Obviously, Eddie Howe would have been very good for Man United. You know what I mean? But
Would he? Do you reckon he would with all the rubbish, all the rubbish
Eddie
that
Howe
going
wouldn't
on?
have played. Eddie Howe would have played a 4-3-3 and would have bought a couple
Yeah.
better players than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So-
I feel like it's more to it than
Political.
just the coach. It's that team's got so much cancer going on in its back office. Like it's from the Glazers down
Yeah.
to all the way down to
It's
the.
almost got the Spurs sort of effect to it. You know how Daniel
Yeah.
Levy had that grip on Spurs that they just couldn't win because of his ways. Man
Yeah.
United is similar. They just don't know how to do business. They don't do good
No.
business.
bad,
There's nothing
man.
good. There's nothing good about them in that regard. It's a
Look,
shame. They've got a lot of money. But
Embuemo and Cunha are two good signings.
yeah,
Did they need to go out and push the boat for Sesko, or should they have got
Midfield.
another holding midfielder?
yeah,
You had Martinez who was available. You needed a good goalkeeper.
yeah.
You're in a crisis with goalkeeping, and Donnarumma was just looking for a club,
Yeah.
and you didn't even go in for him. And then you signed another number two. You've got 3 number 2s on the book.
Yeah.
They don't have one number 1. They got 3 number 2s. What is this club doing?
Yeah.
know?
Not good. Not good at all.
They got 3 backup goalkeepers. They got 3 backup goalkeepers. Seriously.
If one fails,
Garbage.
another.
It's terrible, man. Like they're conceding goal. Like even the opening day, Jay. I could keep bringing it on, but they
Turkish
shouldn't have
bloke.
lost that game.
Yeah.
But they gave Arsenal 3 points. The guy flipped it in. Like, come on, what are we
Did
doing?
you see what he did against City? He poked it forward and they just literally almost lost it. Like they did a back pass. He poked it forward and they just all rushed him and he cleared it somehow. But
Yeah, but
the Turkish club,
that little pass straight through to Haaland for the second goal. How slow was he off his line?
oh, he's too slow. Way too
No, like
slow.
he sat there waiting, like it was almost like he wanted to just save a shot. And Haaland's
not a
like,
good
"Oh, really?
keeper.
You didn't even come out."
No, he's
Boom.
not.
He's not a
Garbage.
good keeper.
The whole
I
team's
told ya.
garbage, Rick.
They got 3 number 2s. They just signed another one.
Let's wrap it up, man.
Anyway, all right.
All right,
All
guys.
right,
Thank
boys.
you. Episode 14. Like and subscribe. See you next time.